I know that I need to. But I'm realizing Ladies in Action, at least at this point, hasn't been profitable to the extent that I wanted, or it hasn't really resulted in many clients. Like there's some kind of, some interest there, but not as much as I would have hoped, which I know I probably need to do like a lot of the ideal client work for that. But then I also have a hand in Faithful Ladypreneurs networking. And so it's like lately I felt kind of like scattered. And then after all of this stuff started going down, it made me just really hone in like what is important, what do you want to be known for, what market do you really want to target? And I mean, do I even want to keep doing some of the projects that I'm doing? And so I think it's just like, I don't know, I just wanted to like talk through and like evaluate my priorities and what it is that I want to continue to do.
Yeah, well, I love it because I think that right now you're in a perfect position to put whatever you don't want to do down, and nobody's going to blame you in 3 months from now when you pick it back up. You know what I mean? No, like, what if you're like, okay, cool, let's not focus on Ladies in Action. Cool. Well, you don't have to focus on it, right? I mean, obviously,
Totally.
like you could be like, let's do an online meetup. Like you could do those things, but you can put it down and no one's going to be like, Diana failed because she didn't do anything with it for 3 months because she was doing other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And so now is the time your ego will most accept putting it down. But also it's like it's like, so one of the companies that I own, this is just a beautiful gap for us. Like, it's like the most beautiful thing ever. Does it slow things down a teeny bit? Yes. But like, is it going to benefit us long term because of it? Yes. We have basically this like 2 month, 3 month grace period, right? And then other businesses, not so much, right? Because you still have to make money. And so you have to look at things and you have to look at it. I would say the first idea that came to me was you should figure out how to do an online speed dating. I don't know how many people would show up. I don't know what that would look like, but it would be really cool. I think Zoom has the ability to throw people into different rooms.
Yeah, it does.
So like, like something like that would be like super fun, and just test it out with like maybe like 4 guys and 4 girls or whatever that looks like for you. Is that, but I think right now, make the content that you love. Like if I was like, what should Diana be doing today? It would be like the things that fire you up or like make you excited or pull you out of thinking about the coronavirus or pull you out of thinking about earthquakes or whatever's going on. Like talk about that, like, and make video and just put content out, a ton of it. Because people are making random content that they're not excited about right now, and it's not working. Like, it's kind of funny to see, but it's not working. Like, you have to still produce real content, guys. And so, like, creating these random topics to speak about and going in random directions doesn't, I mean, it works if you're passionate about it and you can deliver on it, but it doesn't work if you can't. So, I don't know. I mean, I love it. I think the relationships are struggling. I think that, you'll attract a ton of single people that do want to work on themselves. What better time to work on yourself than when you are forced to be in a room with yourself? And so I think speak to that. And I think your target audience and all the market research that you're looking at will slowly start to come out as you produce a video. You'll get a response, and that little response is now a piece you can tuck away knowing this is how they respond, right? And so that is market research. And so I always tell people the best market research comes in action of interacting with your audience. And so, yeah, I think you're on the right path. I think just you're feeling called to do it. I can definitely tell that. So don't question it and just go with it. Lean in.
Yeah, I really think that it's going to be about putting the majority of my time in the things that are really important. And then I can still have a hand in other things, but it's crazy how much of my time Ladies in Action has consumed lately. And that's not even my main thing. And so I really get to see that now, where it's like, oh, now that you don't have it, it was almost like a little bit of a relief when this event was canceled. So I'm like, okay, I need to get the right people in the right places, so I'm not doing as much, and then I can focus on the other things. So I think that's what I'm going to work on doing this week.
Yeah, I love that. My random thing is like, find a Virgo friend and like make them be in charge of most of it. But that's only because I know a lot of Virgos that like, that whenever we're part of projects, we're like, we'll just do it. It's fine. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, actually, I think I have a plan for how I can start to take some of the things off of my plate. So it's great because we do have a team, and I can say, okay, can you do more of this, and I'll do less of that. So yeah, it'll be good.
I think it's good. I think people's time just opened up a ton. So,
oh yeah,
lean in, people. Lean in. Everybody wants to help. Okay. Love it. Okay, let's go to Amber. Amber. I know I saw her name like literally 2 seconds ago. Okay, wait. I can't hear you though.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I did ask my question in the chat, but I'll ask it again. That's totally fine.
Cool.
So I've just kind of pivoted businesses. I'm still doing skincare, but now I'm doing financial security, which I'm super pumped about. And I know it's incredibly valuable for so many, especially when things are uncertain. But I'm starting to put content and things out there, but I'm not getting a lot of responses. So I'm wondering, is it the climate of of everything that's going on, or do you think it's more of a marketing issue?
I think there's always a marketing issue if that's the case, but I do think that there will be an effect because of it. But I think here's the thing, like we live in a world where like social media is real. And so if you had like 5 friends that you could hang out with in person, you have like 50 million whatever that you could hang out with online, right? And so like when you look at that, I think that there should still be some response.
Mm-hmm.
There should be, and I mean, I'll go over this in the trading like in depth later, but like there should be some response to it. So if you're getting just a slowed down response, okay, cool, then just double up on content. You're getting a good response, like it's not a big deal. People will slowly pick it back up. But if you're getting like no response on it whatsoever, there's something wrong with the messaging of it. I wouldn't say it's the timing of being able to sell that thing. Like once again, I was talking about Luana the other day. I don't know if she's on or not, but her business, and like she sells jewelry, and I don't think she should stop selling jewelry. You know what I mean? And so I don't think that we should necessarily stop selling something. I think there might just be a way that it's said better. Does that make sense? So like when you think about your message right now, what you're putting out, what do you feel like about it is not working that you want to work? Like what are you like, I thought this would work and it's not working?
That's a good question. Well, I'm starting to put out that, it's basically I can help people plan for the future and that they can, have that security. So that's one less worry that they have to deal with. And also putting out, things I'm learning along the way. And to say, if they want information on that, I'd be happy to talk with them about it. And it's just, the responses are very, very minimal.
So it's weird, but this is the feeling that I get for you. So hold on, let me mute some people. This is the feeling that I get for you. You decide what you want to do with it. Like you decide, where you want to go. My feeling for you is, what if you didn't offer anything? Like, what if you didn't offer anything for like 7 days? Now, I don't mean like actually offer. I mean like in your content, don't offer. So basically you say, hey, this is what I'm learning. Hey, this is what I'm learning. Hey, here's this. Hey, here's that. And then also maybe like adjust the verbiage of like, people aren't planning for the future right now. They just want to feel safe. So, but I mean, that doesn't mean that there won't be people, because there will be like there. And so I hate saying that because it's such a dichotomy right now, is that you could either switch the mindset and attract the people, and switch the language and attract the people who are currently saying, F this, let's plan. Okay. But anybody who has their money currently tied up or in another thing, whether it's a 401k, whether it's stocks, whether it doesn't really matter, and they're watching it drop right now, that person maybe will think about it today, but they'll probably think about it in 2 or 3 weeks from now, because right now they're thinking about a few other things. But so instead of talking to that person, I would talk to the majority of people, and I would say, damn, our walls just got brought down. Like we all thought we were safe, and we all thought we were good, and we thought we had like this retirement thing, and it came crushing down. Here's a few of the solutions. And so use a verbiage that's more authentic and more, and it's got to be you. It can't be me. It can't be, anybody else in your industry. It's got to be you, like for real. Like what are the conversations that you have with your spouse, and how you express to your friends that you're not selling to, the ones that already know all the things that you know, and what are the conversations they're looking like, and start showcasing that on your social media. People are going to come to you and say, dang, you know what, that's so true. I totally just got freaking crushed because of this. I've lost so much money, or I didn't prep good enough. And then you can message those people and you can say, here's a resource, here's a link. Like it goes back to basic selling. I think everybody right now is in like a frenzy. Okay. I think people are in a frenzy, and that's putting entrepreneurs in a frenzy. And so we're trying to speed up the sales process. Go back to like, let the sales process be the sales process. So, and once again, maybe you don't have a clear, layout of this, but if I was you, this is what it would start with, and then I would adjust as it needed to be. But I would start with doing content that does not ask for a sell, except for maybe once a week. And that feels really wrong in my intuitive for you, if that makes sense. And then, so I do no content. I mean, content, all content, my verbiage, my language, things that I'm learning. things that I'm excited about. And then from there, I would lead that to a Facebook conversation for anybody who comments. Just focus on getting engagement here. Then lead this over to Messenger and say, hey, you know, I noticed that you posted this. Here's an extra article. Here's an extra link of this thing that might help you right now. Don't send them a 10-page article. Send them like a quote or like something that's very simple. And then they're going to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then you can, at that point, now I can say, hey, here's an appointment I can give you. Here's, you know, a strategy call or whatever, however you're selling to your people, right? Now you can give them that and they're more open to receive it. And your audience doesn't see you as somebody who's trying to cap on the market right now. And this is what's happening. A lot of people are using like, oh my gosh, hurry, prepare for next time. Whether it's a business for anything, like not even just like, you know, I mean, literally all businesses are like, prepare for next time. And I'm like, prepare for now, like right now, like what can you help them with right now? That's what they care about. And so do that. And I think as you adjust that message from prepare for the future, from prepare, do what you can right now, more people will be willing to watch and listen because they're listening. But here's the cool thing, because it's so random, but people are listening to you regardless. So as you put out this content and you are genuine about it, you know, in 3 weeks from now, when somebody finally is ready to look at next, you know, their plan for the future, in a month or 3 months from now, people are looking at that, they are going to be so excited about you. They're going to be like, I know a girl I can trust because she was trustworthy throughout the weirdest time in our history for the last few years. She was super on top of it and providing and giving, and it will have a massive ROI for you on the back end if you do it that way.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, of course. I hope that, I know that was a lot of random stuff, but sprinkle nuggets, hopefully. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go to Susan's questions before I go to Shelly's, only because it has to do, it's similar to Amber. So we'll just conquer that now. Susan.
Cool. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So sorry in advance for the kids screaming in the background. So I feel really, I think called is the right word, to do these like almost like coffee talks, but like more like wine chats at the end of the night. Like I've felt the pull to do it a couple nights and I like things have come up. And so I'm going to start it tonight, but just going live on Facebook and being like, hey, let's talk, because everybody is just craving connection right now. And so I want to tie that into my business, but I also don't want to sound like I'm like just trying to take advantage of people either, you know? So like how can I put in a call to sale without it being like, you know, obviously that's the only reason I'm doing this, because that's not the only reason I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, one, just be genuine. And I think that you are. I think people will feel it. But two, if you want to place things in there at the beginning of your call, make sure you place the intention. My intention for this call is that we all connect, or XYZ, whatever that looks like. Like, what's the true intention for the call? And then throughout the call, obviously, you're going to be going over so many things. Just make sure that you, it's like, I'm trying to think if we talked about this in IGE last time or not, but like, we're just gonna like help them through that process. Like, what's that door look like for them? How can you sprinkle in like things that they might, like objections that you might need to overcome, or, you know, facts that might help them see the value of whatever it is that you're selling at the end of the call. And so set the intention straight so that they feel safe to be there and they feel like they're okay to say yes or no. And then when you get to the end, then you can say, awesome. So I mean, for me, I'm always genuine. This is how I would word it. You'd word it in like whatever analogy works for you. But like for me, I'm like, I hate when people leave you at the end of a cliff. Like I just do. I hate when people are like, hey, here's this information. We have a great connection. Now go figure it out by yourself. It drives me mad. So because of that, I know there are some of you that are like that, and you probably will want the next level. For those of you that don't, then you're welcome to get off. I'm not going to be offended if I see your name leave the chat or whatever. Like that's totally fine. For those of you that want to go to that next step and want that help and don't just want to be left at the edge of the cliff watching everybody else fly, like definitely this is the next step. And so I think that like that, when I say it like that, people are just like, okay, yeah, she just means like, I'm not offended by like if they do or don't. And I think when you have, I don't want to say have an attitude of like, I don't have to convince you. Like, no, I hate people that do that too. I don't hate people. I hate when people do that because it's a weird thing. So don't come at it like aggressive or angry. Just come at it very real. And I think people will feel it. But as far as strategic, place the intention over here, and over here, let them know, hey, I'm going to be selling for those of you that want it before you just start selling and then they feel like they can't get off and they feel like they're stuck. And that's like the worst, because they'll never get on your training or your connection call or like your wine chats, by the way, which I think are going to be super awesome. Again, you know, so yeah.
perfect. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm excited to see how you roll these out. I think it's gonna be good. So needed right now, so needed. Okay, so now let's go to Shelly.
Okay. First of all, I wanted to let you know that I started using stories, which you recommended last time. And
Good.
last night, I did like a sales post, and I got a message, somebody who's like, "Oh, I want this and this and this." So it worked.
Yay!
Yay!
And you
I'm
guys,
just
she's
so
proof right now that people are still looking to buy stuff.
Yeah,
Anybody who
yeah,
thinks they're not, don't make that story.
they are. And she's like my ideal client, because she's like, I don't want to cower under the table. I want to show up and do things. And I'm like, there we go.
Woo!
So yay for ideal clients. So I'm doing the boot camp, and I got to the end of it on flows. I, like Diana, I have a lot of different products and programs and projects that I love. But you said that when you're beginning, start on one and focus on that, one funnel and focus on that. So I guess what I'm asking is, can you give a description of what a simple funnel would look like?
Yeah. So I think if I'm going to go with what I think you're talking about, because I'm like thinking if I was talking about flows and that, what I would be considering it. What I meant by that is pick one major thing that you sell. It doesn't have to be a funnel. So don't think that I can only have one funnel. Think I have one thing that I sell, and I can drop lots of funnels to that thing. So for example, for the first year of FE, it was our events. So if we did a girls' night, we were telling people about our events. If we did an online training, we were telling people about our events. But they were technically two funnels, because the online training is going to have its own funnel and the girls' night's going to have its own funnel. And so I think the point of that is to be very clear on, no matter, when you're talking about a flow, at least everything should come back to one key point. And for us, that's our events. Because obviously we get you to the event, now we get to really connect with you, and then you decide that you want to hang out with us. We don't have to tell you that you should hang out with us. And so everything we do points back to the event. And then obviously, but we can also flow people from the event. And so that's where people get stuck, is they have a product they can't flow from. And then at that point, that's okay. You just have to be really good at filling your other funnels, right? And so the flow in my mind is, or not in my mind, when I created it, it basically was a thing that said, hey, look, we have one spot that we can gather all of our people, and from that one spot, we can shoot them to lots of other spots, and they can kind of flow around. So in simple, look at a funnel as your marketing plan for this. And if you have one marketing plan for it, it would like online right now would be a good place to start. You give out a freemium, you get their contact information, you interact with them, and you sell them this thing. Cool. Another one. Post content. It's like content is considered free. They don't have to give you their phone number or name, but post on your Facebook stories, post on your Facebook page, post in these places, and then hope in turn it will lead them to whatever website or a conversation with you that leads to a website or whatever that then leads to the sell. And it's the same thing, and you're just using different funnels to pull people to that one offer.
Okay, so you would recommend starting with the big one rather than my smaller offers?
It depends. Like, I think it just depends on what you are the best at selling, you know? Because like for me, like some people are really good at selling high-end stuff. Like I'm good at selling high-end stuff. So if like when I first started, I didn't have to have a ton of clients to make my bills, if that makes sense, or to make my business grow, or to figure out how to fund an event or fund whatever vacation, not vacation, but like it's always a workation, but like whatever event we were doing in another city that we were also going on vacation in. And so it's like that kind of stuff was like hard for a lot of people. And I was like, it's not that hard because I don't have a fear around selling things that cost money. But like some people are like, I can't sell them that. I have to sell them something that's like, you know, $100 first before they ever buy anything big from me. And if that's how your funnel is set up, that's fine. But then yeah, you're going to have to sell that thing a lot more. And then you're going to have to be clear about how you push them over here. So I'm trying to think of like a good example in our business of this. So what's a program that's like not very expensive? I'm trying to think, like the Monday challenge was like an easy one because it was free and then now it's paid for. And when people finish that, we try to push them to the Money Advantage. And the Money Advantage was anywhere from basically, it was like 127 basically, I think was like the amount that it got the highest unless you got a discount for being in a certain group, right? So 127 was the next thing from there. From that, I'm actually not actively selling, but they will all probably at some point, if you're all on this call, you will all on this point either choose into something like the business boot camp, or you'll choose into something like the program that we're offering later today, or you'll choose into like IGE. They just will, because it's naturally the next step. And because of that, I don't need, like, I'm not like, oh my gosh, every single one of them has to spend all this money on me. I'm like, no, 3 of them are going to be committed to their growth, and 3 of them are going to join IGE and pay thousands of dollars to be part of that community. And so when I look at it like that, to me, because we sell high-end stuff, it doesn't matter if we sell low-end stuff too. But if you only sell low-end stuff, then you definitely are going to have to say, cool, I need 20 people in this $100 program this week. Like, that's not like over a month. That's like now. Like, and so it just depends on what you're selling.
Okay. So, if I'm not very good yet at selling at all, because I create programs and I tell people I have programs, but like, and then that's it. Should I kind of like practice with the lower end stuff, with that giving a freemium, getting their contact information and interacting with them? Because all that, those are the missing pieces in my puzzle, because it's just like, hey, this is awesome, you should get it. And then like, yeah, so should I practice with the lower end stuff?
So yes and no. You should always be selling lower end stuff. Guys, I used to believe, this is so dumb, I used to believe that because I sold high end, I didn't need to sell low end, because I didn't have to. Like, I was like, I could make $10,000-$15,000 a month and not have to do this. But I was missing so much money, it's not even funny. And so, because it puts people in your funnel and they trust you more, and it's so great. But at the same time, like, you get to help them and their testimonials grow, and then they grow, and then you watch them over a period of a journey, versus only when they're stuck over here, not stuck, but like over here in the high end hustle, right? So I think, like, yes, you should sell low end. But when you were talking intuitively, the number that came to me was $279. I don't know why. You do something with it if you want to. What I would do if I was you is I would create a group program that's $279. I think, okay, so when I say intuitively, so anybody that doesn't know this about me, my gift is like vision, and I'm really good with numbers. And so if you ask me like what your program should be priced at, I don't know what program you're going to fit in this, but what I will tell you is your ability to sell is greater and lesser than $279, yes, but your ability to sell a lot of things at $279, based on the feeling that I'm getting right now, it would be really a lot better than selling something that's $99 or selling something that's $350. So for you, I would say $279 is the number. I would challenge you to go get 10 people into one program, because you keep saying things like, I make all these programs. Like, just make one program and be committed. Like, force yourself. Say, I cannot move on from this program until I get 5 people or 10 people or whatever it is to join this program. Make it worth it for you. Most of the time, 5 people in a program is not worth it unless it's truly like a bonus extra thing that you're doing. But if it's your main source of income, definitely I would do 10. Anyways, so yeah, and then just force yourself. I'm getting 10 people in here before I get to shit. So if I get excited about something and I want to create something new, nope, it gets to be a bonus of this program. It does not get to be its own program. It gets to be something that I can create with this, or add in as a module or whatever that is, and start pitching that. Not change your content, but adjust your content so that it funnels into and flows into that offer, and go make $2,790 on this one thing. And then you decide how you feel about sales, and maybe then you can create a program that's like $1,000 or whatever, and then, like, you know, work your way up from there. So yes, I think it is smart, you guys, to trickle into it, because a lot of people have, if you can't change your mindset that you can sell high end, then you can't do it. Equally, it doesn't take a long time. Like, it can be one day. You're one shift away from being able to sell high end. But I always tell people, like, start with where you feel uncomfortable, but comfortable enough to be like, well, it's not that crazy. Like, it's crazy. Dream big. I want 10K. Well, I'm going to get 10K by like 2 5Ks, you know?
Okay, so one last question, because I have a group program that I am launching, and it's happening next week. And I did an early bird price of only $97 because it's a beta. Intuitively speaking, are you feeling like that might be a little bit low and I should go with $279 on this one, or for the next launch?
Oh, well, I would do it now. So that would be that answer. I think here's the thing with betas. Hold on, I gotta mute some people with that. Here's the thing with betas. They are phenomenal and they are great. But also, when we call them, it depends on how you market it. So when I do a beta, people are like, yes, I want to be part of it, because I've done so many other things that they know, like, okay, it's going to be good, right? But if this is people that you're selling to that are cold market, like, betas for me are for my warm market, they're not for my cold market. So if you're trying to beta a cold market, it's harder because they're like, I'm not going to get a lot of value. Just show them the value and then tell them the low price. Like, you know what I mean? And don't say your experience or beta or whatever. And so I would only do personal reach outs for betas. That's how I work, but you guys can do whatever you want. So yeah, but I think you could do this program for that. I would erase the whatever like sell you had going on. I would say, cool, this is the price now, it's $279 and it's going to be this much money after this program. So come back and like, you know, 3 months and do it again if you want to, $500, but why not do it now? And I would just switch on my marketing there if you're willing to do the work now to like do the reach outs and say, hey, this program is $279. And then if somebody says, hey, but it was $99, then you get a choice. At that point, you have to check it intuitively and say, do I back down or do I say this is what it is? And I can't, neither is wrong, but your belief will determine how much money you make. That's what I'll tell you.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Read my DMs and listen to my voice. Brandy, sorry, that was private. I know, but I was like, she's coming over later. I'll talk to her in a minute. So maybe you're not coming over. I'll listen to it and find out if you're still coming over. Okay. I love you though. Okay. Text is like so fun for me. I only like, sometimes I'm really great at texting you guys and sometimes I'm like the worst texting. My dad always is like, you're like the worst daughter ever when it comes to responding. I'm like, well, you know. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, so good thing we talk like in a million times a day though, right? So Brandy, there's always a way for you to tell me. Elisa, get it together. Okay. Okay, so going back down here, Atlantis. Maybe, is she still on? Oh, yes.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
So, I guess my question is, like, I don't know, I've been kind of like debating between two questions, but like, how do you just stick to a social media routine? Because
Social media what?
like routine, like certain days I post certain things, like all that. Because I don't know, I have my TikTok Advantage group, and I feel like so bad because I've totally been neglecting them because I don't like whenever I say I'm going to be posting, I don't want to post. Like I say, oh, I'm going to be going live on Mondays, whatever, and I haven't gone live on Mondays.
So I think okay, this is such a random thing. One, show up when you, like, okay, so I had 3 appointments yesterday, you guys. And I was like, you know, one was at 9, one was at 10, and then I had a training at 1. And I was like, I could reschedule everything because we had family members in our house that didn't have power. And I was like, I could just reschedule this whole thing and nobody would fault me. They would all be fine. And I was like, but no, I'm just going to keep showing up because I've committed to it. So as entrepreneurs, when we make a schedule, we commit to it. So what I would tell you is if it's an actual training that you have to do, then do it. If not, like rebel the system. Like I think what you need, and this is not for everybody, this is just for Atlantis because of our conversations recently. I think you need to rebel against all the things. So like post when you want to. Don't tell them I'm going to post. If you say I post 3 times a week, yes, you have to post 3 times a week. But what I would do is be like, it's 1 a.m. and I'm going to post right now. Hey guys, it's 1 a.m. Like they're gonna see it and they're gonna watch it. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, obviously, yes, there is like a thing of like, if it's a scheduled training, show up. Like, if it is like I don't know, like I just like, I'll be like, example, in like the money 10-day challenge, I'm like, I'm gonna give you guys bonuses. Like, but I only give bonuses if people are interactive. So if they're interactive, like, and somebody asks a question, I'll be like, okay, here's a quick answer to your question. That's interactive. That's like a bonus. Sometimes I'll just drop it at the end of a video. Like I'll just be in a training and say, awesome, bonus assignment. Here you go. Because I don't want to create a whole new video for a bonus assignment if they're not even doing the regular video. The people who are going to see it are the ones who are actually doing it. And so somebody asked me, well, I haven't seen as many bonuses. And I'm like, well, if you watch the videos, you'll see lots of bonuses. Like, and that was like 1 person out of like 200 and something. So like in all reality, like it's not a huge deal. But I think you're putting too much pressure on yourself to show up at like, I have to be, this is what I thought, their best friend. I have to be super interactive. I have to be crazy over the top right now. Like understand that it's your job to help them and guide them, but you are not their slave. And so just set new boundaries around it. Like I promise that I will go live this many times a week or do this many trainings and then do that. But also what was the exchange for their, you know, joining? Like did you say I'm going to do a live every single week for the rest of my life in this group? Or was it like, hey, this is like a 5-week course and during the course, they're going to go live once a week. And then, you know, okay, I have 5 more left, and then I'm done. And then just power through them and then rebel against all the other stuff.
Well, it was originally my idea was to have a 6-week course, but then I was like, well, but I want people in the group for like, I don't know, to help people when they come through, because that's the whole idea behind the group is like we all support each other on TikTok. We all like watch each other's videos and just help support each other. And yeah, that's a problem. Like I'm neglecting the group, so no one's posting, no one's interacting with anyone, and it's gone like south.
Yeah, it's simple. Like you can schedule posts in groups. So go today, like right after this call or while I'm talking to the next person, get on your Facebook group, go in and schedule a post for the next 6 weeks. And one post on Monday, that's 6 things that you have to think of. And it can be simple. Just write a freaking question like, hey guys, want to check in? Like, what's the video that you have that's had the most interaction or likes on TikTok? Boom, done. Next one, hey guys, want to check in? Like, what's your favorite trend going on right now on TikTok? Boom, done. Next one, and you just do 6 of those types of things and schedule it for every Monday. They will interact on them, but then also somewhere throughout the week, somebody will probably post, hey guys, so I know we were talking about this earlier this week, and this is what I did. And so be present in there. I mean, I have an assistant, so it's easy for me because I can say, hey, if you see something I don't, because we have a lot of groups and we have a lot of people that ask questions in a lot of different spots. And I always try to direct everybody, go to the Q&A and ask questions. So they might not see it, but we try really hard to see everything. And I do see a lot. I don't interact in everything, but like she'll tell me like, hey, by the way, so-and-so posted, you need to go check that if it's super important. And so I would say, tell your community that, like, hey guys, like if you post a question and I don't see it, tag me in it so that I get a notification, or personally message me so that I can get to it sometime in the next day or 2 or whatever after you do it, so that I actually see it. And so just tell your community what your support looks like, so that you don't feel like if I don't check it every day and comment on everybody's things every day, because here's what's going to happen. There's no interaction right now. You secretly want that. That's like a truth for all of us. We secretly don't want people to overwhelm us. So like we want to be overwhelmed, but we really don't. And so secretly, like you're not posting because it would be not only is it overwhelming to create the post, it's overwhelming to have to respond and deal with the aftermath of creating the post. And so if you can create simple posts and then on top of that, tell your community, this is how I'm going to support you guys. If you have questions, message me personally. And if I can respond, I will. I would not open it up for everybody to message you 24/7 if you are not actually open to receiving that. Like there's a lot of people who ask me questions and I will eventually get to them. Most of the time it takes about a week or so for me to like really respond if it's an in-depth question. But they know that, so they're not mad and they're grateful that I'm giving them my time. Some coaches will say, I'm not open for that at all. Do not message me at all. Message my team at this email, which we're slowly going to be shifting there because our time is a little bit crazy. And then some people are just like, whenever you want, I'm available. And so you have to just decide what feels best to you. There's not a right or wrong answer, but I do think that you should go against what maybe your coaches are saying, hi, including me, go against like, if somebody's like, you should respond 3 times a week, then you just be like, F that, I'm responding twice a week, or F that, I'm responding 4 times a week. Like, I think you need a little bit of Atlantis decided and that was it. Like nobody decided or told you, you just got to do whatever the heck you wanted to do and it was fun.
Okay, cool. I like that. Actually, a lot more.
Yeah, just be you. Like, hey guys, I love you all. I could talk forever, but you know what I can't talk about? Stupid stuff. No, just kidding. Don't do that. Like, you guys should see the conversations I have with my husband. I'm like, yeah, we're not talking about that. That's such a waste of my brain. I'm not going to. And I will say that though. And I'm like, it's not. But like, some people are like, oh my gosh, Elise, my business again. And I'm like, yeah, it's fun. Like, you'll find your people, the people that like to rebel the way you like to rebel or like to communicate the way you communicate. Doesn't mean you shouldn't adjust and still learn things. So that's why I said this isn't for everybody on the call. Because some of you guys maybe have like, 70 customers that need your response team today. Like, don't be like, F you all, we're rebelling. Like, no, honor your commitment to your people or you'll lose them. Love your people, but you're not their slave. Do not become their slave.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, go do your 6 posts. That's what you should do. Or you could do 5 if you want to rebel. But like, do some type of posting on your page right now so you don't have to think about it next week.
So, sorry, one question with that. Like,
Yeah.
So originally it was supposed to be a 6-week course, but then I just kind of was like, oh, well, I want them in the group whenever. So then I just kind of made it, like, open and made them in the group for however long they'd like.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm worried that I'm going to have to do those trainings every week for the rest of my life, and I really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So
well, Personally message me that. I have a really good, okay, well, yeah, personally message me because I'm not going to announce to the world what we're doing. So personally message me and I'll help you with it.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Okay, so moving on, making breakfast yummy. Okay, I think Zoom Street Dating, I knew Zoom had a capability that I hadn't thought to use that way. Yes, you should totally do that. Okay, similar question. Did that one. Okay, Luana. Just making sure. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I mentioned to you the other day on your training that I was having a little bit of struggle with mindset about because my sales have just gone flat. Like I had the biggest month ever in February, biggest month I've ever had. And with all this stuff happening, and some of my clients have had some real bad, tragic things too, everything has just dropped off. And I'm still having really good interaction on my feed from people, but my lives have dropped off, and I'm getting just people who want free jewelry. I have had 4 or 5 customers who suddenly can't pay for things that they've ordered. And so I'm trying not to let that affect my vibration, but there seems to be a little bit of scarcity creeping in there, in that I feel kind of guilty asking people to purchase $5 jewelry in the midst of all this crisis.
Luana, I just want to shake you. No, here's the thing. Okay. Guys, like scarcity is a real thing. Yes, people are in a time of panic. Yes, that is the truth. Like I don't want to discredit that. But at the same time, people are spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on supplies to be okay. And they don't have $5. That's an effing lie. And here's the thing, maybe they don't. Like, I don't want to, I get it. Like, there's been times that I had like $20 in my hand. Like, not even in my bank. Like, we were like, we have $20. There's a homeless guy. Give it to the homeless guy because we know it's what we're supposed to do. Like, because we felt the call to just give it. And then we're like, okay, we have nothing. Like, but everybody has the ability to make money. Everybody has the ability to figure it out. And there is, and I'm talking to entrepreneurs, so you guys believe this a lot more than the population of the world. So what's going to be key here is that your mindset does not shift. You cannot go into, people can't afford this, because then your posts are going to sound like, oh, I know you can't afford it. I'm sorry I'm an inconvenience for being on your page today. Like, no,
Right.
You get to be like, and I mean, there are things like, I did a random idea for you. This is why I love Q&As, because you guys talk and I'm like, random ideas. I should start a show called Random Ideas. Okay, so something that might be really good to try is that you should talk about how, like, I don't know, and I don't know what your, margins can afford or not afford, but I would do like buy one, get one 50% off for a friend in need, like something like that, because nobody wants to admit that they're in need and everybody wants to help everybody else right now. So I would be like, hey guys, I have this really awesome thing, I'm going to be lowering the pricing of our jewelry. And I don't even think that you have to do massive discounts because it's already discounted. Like, it's already such a good price. Like, so I don't want you to think that you have to do a discount. That's just my verbiage, because we sell like things that are hundreds of dollars. So when we discount, it's easy to discount for us. So I don't know your margins, but point being is that you should say, hey, this week my goal is to, have 100 people that want to, I don't know, like, I don't want to say give $5. Basically, the point is you figure out the messaging of this, but basically it would be like me saying, hey, Janelle, do you know anybody in your life right now that is super massively, like, not spending time on them right now? Like, they're not spending money on them. They're freaking out about the epidemic. And like your mom, your sister, your, aunt, your whatever, all your friends, like, who is doing this craziness? And then get them to buy 5 pieces of jewelry for $25. And they're like, they don't even think about $25. It's not even a big deal. And then say, awesome, when we send you your jewelry, we're going to send you a cute little card that says something like, in this time of chaos, here's something for you. Sorry, I was writing that down earlier. But like, in this time of chaos, here's something for you. And you help them deliver, or you help them gift wrap or whatever it is to their friends, so that it's like, hey, while we're all in quarantine, let your friends know you're thinking about them. Send them a piece of $5 jewelry, you guys. That's how you should message it right there, actually. But it's like, in this time of need, send your friends something for them. $5 goes a long way. Because $5 goes such a long way. Like, they will wear them for whatever. But yes, it is a mindset shift. People are not broke. People are just choosing to be careful with how they spend their money. And some businesses can say, hey guys, we can help you right now. And like if you're in the financial industry or the health industry or like coaching industry, you can say, hey, look, let me help you in your time of need. If you're in like the retail space, you can't say, let me help you in your time of need. You have to buy these earrings so that you feel great, because people are going to think that's insensitive. If you feel called to say that, then I would just do it, because it's not going to feel insensitive coming from someone who feels called to say that. But what you can do is figure out, how can I actually help you right now? But also, how can I just stop thinking about the epidemic? Because there are people like Elisa sitting at home right now that just don't really, I mean, I care. I really do care. It's not that I don't care. It's that I'm not stressed about it. I'm kind of just like, I'm just going to keep doing whatever I want to do. We've made more money in the last like 4 days than we did the previous 4 days before that. And that was like, and you know what I mean? Anyways, point being is there's plenty of stuff going around. It is definitely a mindset issue, but also be super open to receive, how can I help my audience right now?
So I do have that exact idea, and I did it on my live on Tuesday. However, maybe I didn't have the right, maybe I didn't come across as strong as I needed to. So I'll go back and review that, see how I can come across better, because that is exactly the line I was thinking. And I'm thinking if I go that direction, I'm hopefully going to attract people who do have money right now. And
I'm hopefully going to attract people who do have money. I am attracting people who have money.
Okay.
Don't chicken out.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you got this. Yeah, just keep moving. You got it. Keep posting content. Okay, let's go. I think I am on Janelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am so tired of being positive.
Yell at not me, but like the world. You can yell at me if you want. You can say yell at the world.
Oh my gosh. I am so positive all the freaking time. And I'm tired. And I had to, like, this week, dude, my son turned 20. So I focused on some really cool stuff and came to terms with, I'm no longer in my 20s. Yeah, I know, I'm 45 and I get that, but dude, I feel like I'm in my 20s, but now my son is. And I'm like, okay. And nothing really has changed for us with quarantine stuff, except for the fact that, I mean, you're stuck at home now.
Yeah.
And I did really well with the earthquake yesterday, which truthfully is shocking to me because earthquakes are so far from my favorite thing in the world. But it was actually fun.
I hate saying it, but I agree. I got so many laughs out of all the videos we recorded. But okay.
It was the first time since I was in kindergarten. My very first earthquake that I remember. Not freak out. Actually. So my question okay. So my question is, I'm just tired of being cheerful and optimistic and hopeful and happy. And like I can pull it together to like post or do something or to talk to my family or whatever, but I did diddly squat yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Who's the Boss like most of the day because I had nothing. My husband made dinner because it was almost 7 o'clock and I wasn't moving. And I'm feeling quite overwhelmed with what I know my next steps are. And then on top of that, my struggled to not take a nosedive into the crap.
Yeah.
And just, just try to stay stable and not slide back.
So, okay. There's so many things I'm going to tell you right now. You decide what you need the most. But one, I would ask, who am I trying to hold positivity for, and let it go. Sometimes it's our audience, sometimes it's our families, sometimes it's like, oh, like if Omar's having a really rough week, I feel like I have to be like, okay, but it's possible. Okay. And it's like, you use the language of like pull, I have to pull it together. And I'm like, yeah, we got to pull. But then sometimes it's like pull people together and then we got to like make it all good. And sometimes it's just so much. And like, if you're the foundation of the positive and the excitement in the family or in the room or in the conversation on social media or whatever, like it's really hard to be genuine about it because you have to pull it together to do it. And so then, yes, you're surviving it, but it's just miserable for you. And eventually you're like, F this, I'm done. So one, figure out if there's anybody that you're holding positive space for, stop holding it unless it's a one-on-one conversation that you say, I would love to help you right now. I am in an okay space to help you right now. How can I help you? But stop offering everybody help. And I mean, it kind of sounds crazy, but it works because you'll see what's going to happen right now. So that's typically what happens is I get really overwhelmed. I have a lot going on. And I'm like trying to pull it together for our team, for our customers, for the events, for the speakers, for the bot. And I'm like always like, ooh, we got to like, it's this big random magical ball we got to manage, right? And then I get like this point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I text everybody and I'll say, I'm checking out for 2 days, and I go on 3 days. And I go on a self-cation for 3 days. And then while I'm on self-cation, I'm messaging them all. And I'm like, ooh, this would be fun. Ooh, this would be cool. And they're like, I thought you were done being like happy. I thought you were like, just like, F it, I'm doing my own thing. And I don't always take self-cations when I get to this point. This is just why they started. But I was like, yeah, I'm done. And so you start texting everybody. And then they're like, I love this, Elisa. I love the elite. You know why people in my life are so okay with me going to California whenever I want? Because they are like, you are freaking an angel when you are in California. And when you get home, you are so nice and you are so great. And I'm like, but I'm nice all the time. And they're like, no. Like, you're positive all the time. But like being genuinely excited and like not feeling like you're pulling it together, that typically happens after you do what you need to do for you, right? And so sometimes that's like a bath, sometimes it's like whatever. But so that's what I would say is don't hold others. If you're overwhelmed by your action steps, there's something off about it. There's something that's out of alignment. So reanalyze them and say, am I trying to force myself to go too big? Am I forcing myself to stay super small? And I really actually would like to go a little bit bigger, and that would make it more exciting to me. Is it that I'm adding too many bonuses that I don't want to do, and it's going to weigh me down, like Atlantis was talking about? It's like the weight of like owing all these things. Is it that maybe I'm just going the wrong direction and it's not fun? Like, and then obviously take time for you. Like, take time for you. And like, if you want to say F the world, fine, but don't wait for yourself. Like, your subconscious is going to force you to do it. Your subconscious is going to go, Janelle, take half of today off. And then you take half the day off, but you really take the whole day off, but you only experience half a day of vacation. No, give yourself, look, I'm not doing anything for 3 full days. And you guys, it sucked. I got this card last week. It was like, wait, stop, don't do anything. And I was like, what? I have all these things I want to do right now. And it was like, wait. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause for today, and then I'll make the choices tomorrow. And I did that, and everything actually went way better than had I stressed or overwhelmed about this thing here. And so sometimes just saying, I'm taking 3 days off will make you feel good enough to come back on day 4. Along with, I'm not holding other people's energy when I get back on day 4. And along with, I'm not doing things that are out of alignment on day 4.
Okay. I
Take it off, and then go swear. Go sit in your car and swear. Go yell at the world and be like, F this, F that, I'm mad at you. And be like, God, why didn't you show up for me this way? You should have taken care of it. Why did I have to hold the line? And then you're going to be like, what is going on? Like, and then ask your angels to take your negative energy and be like, all this crap, I don't want it. Someone take it and don't let it come back. Like, because your angels are so much more powerful than like as humans we are, because we have these weird emotions that I'm like, I can't do it. You guys, I can't tell you how many deals I have made in business, in me buying something that have worked out because I've asked my angels to hold the space. I was like, I know my negative mindset's going to come in right now. I know that I'm going to eat shitty food right now, and that it's going to be, I'm going to break and I'm going to eat something crappy throughout the day. And I believe that if I eat shitty throughout the day, that my life is going to be chaotic after, because I believe that it's like a fact that like if I eat sugar, it's not good, and I get ornery. And so then I'm like, I know that. So angels, help me out. higher power, Jesus, God, all of it, just help me out, okay? Like, I'm gonna be human, I'm gonna make mistakes. When I make mistakes today, I need you to purple shield my butt, and I need you just to not let the negative in, and I need you just to still let the result happen. Don't let me be a reason my results don't happen. And that's why I believe that I'm like, I can't mess it up. I can't mess it up because all my angels are always working on it. And I don't have to worry about it. I could take 4 days off. I could stop working right now. I could reschedule everything and it would still work out. So go yell and swear, get it out so that you're not stuck in a bubble with your negativity. Get it out and then bubble that stuff up and hang out for 4 days. I don't know. Anyways.
Okay, so
I yelled at you, sorry.
I have not had a board meeting with my angels in about a week now, because I've just been feeling like I just have to do it all myself.
Can I do it for you really fast, Janelle? Because here's the thing. Hold on, I'm gonna do something for you. This is so random. Okay, we really have to go. I'll do one more question after this and then I'll bounce. But here's the thing. I really have to tell you this. Like, sometimes Omar's like, just ask for angels. And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I feel like they should just do it. I'm not going to. Like, I don't feel like I should have to. The result should come. And so we don't ask for help, but it's a self-sabotage thing because we know if we ask for help, we're going to get the help. So I'm going to do it right now for you. And it's going to be in my weird, Elisa weirdness way. You don't have to accept all of it if you don't want to. You can tell your angels after she's a little crazy. Don't listen to the whole thing. But this is what I'm going to do. This is literally our chance and our rant in our house. That's like, this is what we're doing. So all of Janelle's angels, all of them, like all hundreds of millions of them, not just the 5 that are with her all the time, but like the hundreds of millions that are hanging out with her. Can you guys help her right now? She's not going to do a very great job probably at pulling her negative out. She's going to try, maybe, I don't know. But I need you guys just like pull that negative energy, that negative crap, the negative mindset, just get rid of it, all of it. Pull it all out of her energy. Then I freaking want you guys probably think I'm so weird right now, but then what I want you guys to do is I literally want you to bubble her butt up with pink and purple and orange. Those are the colors. Bubble her up and do not let anybody else's negativity. If somebody's watching the news or somebody's honoring, it bounces off of her bubble and goes somewhere else. She is no longer responsible for holding it. And if somebody in her family really, really needs the help, don't ask her to hold it. You hold it. You're the angel. You got this. Hold the line for her because she can't do it right now. And just let her do her own thing. Just keep her safe in this bubble. Keep her clients, keep all of her positive client energy flow, money energy flow. It all gets to still come in and positive gets to pass through and you guys get to keep pulling it. But just help her hold the line. You guys pull the negative out. And if she tries to cut a slash in this bubble and let some negativity in, you guys do an audit every hour and yank that crap out and literally get rid of it. Thank you. Please. Amen. Okay.
Hey,
Your angels got me.
quick, my angels, I felt them laughing and chuckling and giggling and ignoring me.
Yeah.
And paying attention to you. Because I know I would say, okay, y'all don't have to do that, but they're ignoring me. And so, yeah.
You got it. You have permission now. Look, your angels are going to make everything fine. You're fine. And here's what I believe massively. I believe God has more power than any bank account can, than any system on social media can, than any person's influence can. Like, I believe that with the core of who I am. So, like, I have seen the weirdest, craziest things happen. And I know people who've seen the craziest, weirdest things happen. And I will tell you, you could take 4 days off and the world is going to survive.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got this. Actually, you don't got anything. Your angels got it.
My angels have it.
All you got is nothing. You're like, I can just float. Your angels are going to carry you to bed later. Can you guys lift me off the couch and carry me to bed? Anyway, sorry. I'm so random. But okay, there's that. Fun rants. I get it though. But yeah, sometimes I can't do it, so I make Omar. I'm like, I don't want to. And then I don't make him do anything. He just is like, fine, I'll do it. So yeah, do that. Okay, does that help? Are you good?
Yes, so much better.
Good. Okay, so let's go through this. I just need some inspiration, direction. I got let go yesterday, and my job is my main income. Having a hard time detaching from the negative thoughts and finding a new career in the midst of the crap. I'm building my business, but where do I start? I'm so confused. It's been so long since I've been let go from somewhere due to a layoff. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Crystal, is she still on? Yeah, okay. This is what I'm going to say to you, Crystal, is one, it's okay to sit in the crap for a second. Sit in it as minimal as possible, but as much as you absolutely need to. So sit in it, be okay, be mad, like be upset, feel the fear of like, oh my gosh, everything is going wrong. Like, don't avoid it because then it will just stick to you all the time. So feel it. acknowledge it and say, this really sucks. This like, it frustrates me for so many reasons, and I'm overwhelmed for all these reasons and whatever. Feel it, and then go for a walk, change the environment, do something different, like change the way, like the state that you're in right now, right? So I would literally get out of the house and go do something, even though you can't go to like all the places, but like just go for a drive or whatever, and like literally just change the energy so that, and then ask yourself, awesome, what is the most amazing thing about this? Because here's what I will tell you is that right now, there's no better time for you to focus on your business. Yes, money, financially, there's fear. Hold the line. Like if you back down and say, but nothing's going to work out, then nothing is going to work out. If you stand strong and say, no, it's all going to work out, because it always all works out, and you hold that line and you hold that belief, and you don't, like most people's first response to stuff like this, you guys, is to start cutting where they can pay their stuff. They're like, well, I guess I won't buy this, and I guess at the store I don't absolutely need this, and I don't do this. And anytime, this is the truth, anytime that me and Omar start to go into let's shrink in our lives out of fear, I always am like, nope, pay that thing right now. Call into this. We're going to the store right now. We're spending the money right now, because I know if the money's sitting in my bank account, I will find a reason to not have anything. I will find a reason to not do the things that I want to do. And it sounds really weird, but I also won't develop the skill to make the money that I need to make right now. So you have a business, and you also have a vibration. Remember this. Forget how you're receiving money. Understand the only thing that matters is your vibration of money. Do not let it drop, because your vibration of money is whatever you were making at your career over here is your vibration of money, right? So it's going to transfer over to your business if you let it. The only reason it wouldn't is if you have the belief that my business cannot make this much money. And that's probably a lie. You could probably sit down today and prove how it's a lie and say, okay, but if I had to make, $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever the number is that you're making over here, start with that. Don't try to go crazy. Just start with what you were already vibrationally a match for. And then say, how do I make that right now? And I only use the words right now so that it can start to come to you, right? And it will show up in the next, whatever. But I just think if you can do that and you can hold the line, the money will come. So constant daily breakthroughs around your belief in yourself and your belief in your product. Because a lot of people believe coaching is great, but then they go to sell coaching and they're like, but people hate coaches. I'm like, you have to work on your belief around how people feel about your industry, your coach, your XYZ, right? And so do the belief breakthroughs that you need to do, right? And keep saying, but I'm a vibrational match for that or more. And know, all the times in life where things happen that are bad, and then we hate them in the moment. And then, a few years later we look back, or a few months later we look back and we go, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that thing happened, because it led me to this person, or it led me to this situation, or it gave me the opportunity to blank. This is one of those times for you, because what's going to happen is it sounds like you were laid off, and it sounds like that means if your company goes back to work, in 4 weeks from now, or 6 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now, you might have a job again. And that might be a safety net.
Sorry, I was driving earlier. They eliminated my position. So I am going to get a last check and a severance pay. And I can do the file for unemployment things. And I know everything always works out. Just a few years ago, I moved into an apartment by myself, and the night I moved in, I got the same phone call that let me go. And it just, for a minute, it's the constant, what did I do wrong thing that I'm having a hard time detaching from. But I know I have all these opportunities. I have you guys, I have, my business, I can start marketing. I've looked at all my things yesterday, but I think it's just I feel like I did something wrong. Why now? But yeah. On the other side, yes, I have my business. So is now the time to just head on into that? Do I put all my energy into my business, or do I put all my energy into, looking for a new career and trying to get the same position? Or I'm just kind of torn in both directions on that. That's where I just felt like I didn't know where to start, and I know I have the opportunities. So I just needed you to get me pointed, I guess.
Yeah. So I love this. This is I remember Candace last year telling me something that was like, oh my gosh, my business is breaking. And I was like, yes, this is the best thing ever for you. This is great, because you can't go back. So now you have to figure it out. So this is what I know that's not what you want to hear, but I'm really excited for you right now. You'll understand why in a few months. Candace wrote LOL. Yeah, because it was a real thing. Okay. So anyways, you guys, here's the thing. Well, not you guys, Crystal, here's the thing. One, message me, and I'll just do an appointment with you next week to lay out your strategy. That's important, I think. So just message me and we'll just get on the phone, on a Zoom call next week, and we'll work out your actual stuff. Two, I think right now you're feeling a lack of support and or need. And so it's the belief that I did something wrong. So for some reason, nobody's taking care of this for me. I just want someone to figure this out and it just go away. Like you're kind of in that state right now. And I want you to think about every time you get in that space of like, oh, why now? Did I do something wrong? Like maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I didn't do this, like whatever it is that goes through your head. And I want you to switch that and be like, but my higher power or whatever, you know, you feel like, but did I do this wrong? It's like, no, but they thought I did something right. They are like promoting me right now. Like you are stepping into a situation most people cannot handle and you get to figure that out, which makes you a better leader. And so anytime that I'm like, oh man, that went wrong, or why now? Or, oh, I guess it's probably because I ate the sugar and I was bad. Like, you know, and it's like, no, it's not, Elisa. Like actually, like there is just a greater mission, a greater thing out here, a bigger thing that's going to be a bigger deal for you and other people. And you are just literally like, you are just being separated from the thing that was holding you back. The thing that you could have safety net sat on for a really long time. And now it's like, but Crystal, you're so great that we literally are going to force you to stop. So you have to move. And if you can switch it to that belief every single time, but I mean, maybe not every time, but like 90% of the time, 50% of the time, 1% of the time, just start switching the belief that like, no, it's because I'm so worthy that this isn't going to work out for me. I don't know what's up there. I have no idea. And you can ask people for support, but like something is going to be greater and something is going to work out and you start moving towards that, like that's what's going to be amazing. And so for you is what's on the other end of that. But if you can't find it, if you're in, but why me? I mean, they're going to keep pushing you, you know, like sometimes I'm like, man, let me sit in my pity. And God's like, yeah, no. But at the same time, like it just feels miserable and it feels lonely. So don't feel alone, reach out to communities that you have, but also start changing the belief about how the world feels about Crystal. It's not that she's not worthy. It's that she's doing a job that somebody else should be doing because she needs to be over here doing this because somebody else can't do it.
Thank you.
Yes. Bam. Guys, I love it. I seriously just want to have like all the spiritual conversations today. Okay. So I have a training in a little bit. So I'm going to go get ready for that because I didn't actually get ready today. So I'm going to go fix my hair and do my stuff. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, if you guys are going to go to training, I'll see you at 11. If not, no big deal. I'm not offended. I hope that you guys all have a beautiful, safe day. Somebody wrote something. Can you please send the invite to the other training? Yes, I will send it to you. Okay, cool. Well, I love you guys all. Have a good day. If you have questions, message me. Once again, Crystal, message me so we can hang out next week and figure that stuff out for you. And yeah. Danielle, did you have a question? Or were we just saying bye? Bye. Okay, I love you all. Oh, I'm going to end it over here, actually.